6?
Right, yeah.
6 years?
No. 5, roughly.
5 years? Okay, so like game's been out 5 years. If you don't know how to partially deal with feints by now, or you don't feint, then you've literally straight up chosen to handicap yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's my thought on feinting. So that's what I think about user imposed rules or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there is always that thing in games that people are like, oh, you dirty pommel thrower.
I mean, I'd love for that to become a thing, is the thing. Because, well, first and foremost, it's going to be a mechanic. Oh, actually, shit, that's going to be such a cool mechanic because if, for example, well, think about it this way. If, for example, like, someone is playing a really quick guy who doesn't have a lot of armor, he gets dinked a lot, he just runs off, right? You got a two-handed sword and you're like,
and then you chuck a pommel at him, get roasted.
Yeah. I feel like that is going to be, that's the perfect, and if the guy's not far away enough, you're stuck in the pommel screw animation and he kills you.
Yep.
It's a great trade-off.
No,
So,
for sure.
Yeah, there's so many ways it could go. But I, like, again, it's good to keep an open mind and just keep all that stuff in mind. We don't know how they're going to execute the throwing stuff, but from the way the trailer looks, it does look really, really well done at the moment. It's, at the moment, and this is going to go for anything and everything we talk about, it's all a matter of how the elements interact. So... Oh, yeah. Yeah.
100%.
So if a melee player has an axe, and he's trying to fight a javelin player 100 feet away, I'm of the mind that axe player should have no chance of hitting the javelin player unless he gets an incredibly lucky, horribly arced attack. Because axes just aren't meant to be thrown, like, straight on. I mean, they are, sorry, they're meant to be thrown straight on, but close range, basically.
Yeah, he shouldn't be able to arc it over somebody and hit something.
Yeah, exactly. Like that defeats the purpose of someone with javelins.
It'd also be nice to see some two-handed throwing axes.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, you know, like a dub axe, toss that shit. Because that, like, maybe not that big, but like two-handed throwing axes.
Oh,
like, you know, you don't. Oh, did you get roasted?
I died. Yeah,
no.
Sorry. I'll watch you. Go on.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. I would love to see that. I would love to see two-handed throwing axes.
Absolutely.
Just to get more heft or whatever. And, you know, maybe you only have 3 of them or something like that, but that'd be pretty nice. Devs, please.
How are you
Call it the Frosty. Because this weapon is the best.
Yeah, okay. Oh, God. Any hoozles. So...
Yeah, feinting and chambering, man.
Yeah, oh, God, yes. Yes! Huge thing.
That's the biggest thing. Feinting and chambering, man.
Period. This is going to be the thing that this is going to be the unsung hero of this game that everyone is going to talk about, but no one is going to I guess hype over. Except for the really
for somebody that doesn't understand what the term chambering means, let's say I never have heard of chambering before, but you know, and never heard of feinting. Explain both of those things.
Absolutely. So I don't recommend you watch it because again, it's a slasher prototype. But I actually made a video on what chambering is in slasher that illustrates it very well. I might even link that, but again, it's a prototype. But to describe it effectively, if you can imagine, so first of all, there is weapon clashing. Accept that fact, in the game, the weapons have individual tracers on every part of the blade that when they collide, the attack ends. However, there is a type of clash called a chamber, and this only happens when the defender, so let's say I'm the aggressor, I'm coming at you with a blade, I attack, I start my attack, I click LMB, right? You see I'm attacking.
Yep.
You say, okay, I know he's attacking, but I'm not going to block. I'm not going to block, I'm not going to run, I'm going to attempt to chamber it. You have to make that decision. It's effectively similar to making the decision to gamble, but it's a lot more intelligent because it's chambering. It is actually a mechanic.
It's a straight-up mechanic rather than praying to the gods that they favor you. Yes.
So, yeah, what the mechanic actually is that if you clash with the attacker's blade, so if you make the same attack at the opposing degree, if your blades meet at the opposing degree of attack, I don't think it's going to have to be at an exact degree of accuracy, but if you meet roughly on the same degree of accuracy, your attack, if it is done at the proper time, which I don't know what it's going to be in Mordhau, but in the slasher prototype, I believe it was somewhere along the lines of around 20 milliseconds. before 20 milliseconds before the attack hits you, effectively. Or no, 20 milliseconds after the attack hits you.
Yeah.
No. I'm so sorry. So, you're attacking me.
Jesus.
Yeah,
rewind. Cut that. Reverse everything that he just said.
No, not really. Not really. I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be, basically. So, you're attacking me. I attack back, but at the last second. Okay? That's the best way of describing it, basically. There is a tiny window of time that just before your enemy's blade hits you, if you meet their blade with yours, you will cancel their attack, and instead your attack will go through. But it is a very small period of time that is going to take a lot to master, I'm pretty sure. Just as it did in Slasher.
Once people on that note, once people master chambering, do you think fainting as we know it is going to be extinct?
No.
Because why would you faint when you have the risk of somebody chambering you?
Well, no, here's the thing. It completes the circle. Shiv had an incomplete circle. God, I wish I had the graphic with me. Basically, it's the circle between kicking, or it's attack, feint, chamber, and then kick, I think. Shit, something like that. But basically, it is the ultimate counter to feinting, but at the same time, it is just another element. The ultimate counter to feinting in Shiv is a shield, right? Sort of, kind of course. Everything's mum on that, but to think about it in a better way, it's going to be like, it's basically just making gambling a thing that is not going to be a dumb thing to do, basically. So you are going to be able, wait, the timer? What the hell? You are going to be able to see someone coming at you, and no matter how good they are, if they attack you, if you have the reaction time, then you can deal with them. However, dragging, as we know it from Shiv, to my knowledge, given what I've played in Slasher and the interview information, is going to more or less be in Mordhau, of course. It may not be completely realistic, but it's going to be the one variable that players are going to be able to control on an individual basis, whether they drag or not.
Well, luckily, instead of it being almost straight up a 360 around you, which some weapons you can do that, with accels and drags and all that stuff, it's at least going to be a cone, so it's not going to be as...
Exactly.
It's not going to be as ridiculous.
You are going to have to, I believe, clear a certain amount of distance with the blade before it deals damage. That's my understanding.
That's good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll just smack into them, be kind of awkward.
Yeah. That if it is the same as it is in Slasher, again, big preface, it's probably not going to be. But if it is, then you're going to try to 360 and it's just going to hit them. Because what happens if someone is standing right behind you and you have a flat bar of metal and you're trying to cut them with it and you hit them? It'd be like tapping someone with a bat.
Yep.
It's not gonna hurt enough, especially if they're wearing chainmail or plate.
Yeah, exactly. If they're wearing something. I really hope that different armor types account for different weapons, because the thing is, they say that you can customize your guy, right? So I'm assuming that the customization is loadout, not just aesthetics. And if it's not just aesthetics, then I'm hoping to see that chainmail's only effective against this, and plate's effective against this, and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like,
I know it's gonna be.
It'd also be really nice to see weapons like bill hooks, etc., be used so that you could straight up pull your opponent to the ground. Because that's something that straight up they would have done back then, because dealing with somebody in heavy armor is really obnoxious. So one of the best ways to get rid of them would be hooking the armor somewhere and then literally pulling them to the ground and then beating the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like,
the only issue,
maybe it won't be that ridiculous, but
no,
still.
yeah, I can tell you probably right off the bat, unless we have another horse revelation, that something like that kind of changes the way we think about melee games is probably not going to be here. But if you can imagine everything that Shiv did, and some things that Shiv didn't do, of course. Again, these are different games, but they're accomplishing the same goal. Imagine everything Shiv did. Imagine that in the best possible implementation. That's the best case scenario of what Mordhau is going to be, basically. It's going to have the perfect counter to feints. There's going to be no goofy-ass attacks, as far as we know, for now. And it's going to be a game that, from what I know, is going to do as much as it can to produce a realistic, but first and foremost, a fun experience. So if you're wearing plate mail, you should not get hit by a sword in the head and get killed in 2 strikes. That's nonsensical.
Yep.
It would dent it.
Yep.
But I'd love to get hit once in the head with a warhammer and have it blow my head up with a
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that wouldn't necessarily be anatomically accurate, but it would certainly kill someone if you smash them in the head with a warhammer and they're wearing a plate helmet. It'll just cave it in.
What about weapon clashing in terms of like for instance, somebody's using a warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think that a short sword and a warhammer should be able to collide and stop the warhammer attack?
So, I don't know the Mordhau implementation of this. Again, there's so much we don't know about the Mordhau implementation because all they've given us is
exactly. We can only speculate at this point, but in speculation, if you had to pick a system in terms of like certain weapons couldn't clash, would you enjoy that?
I don't have to because the slasher prototype effectively had a fantastic system where if you parried a Zweihander with a dagger and you parried again after that, you'd lose the dagger. You could do it once and that was it. However, if you had a Zwei and you were parrying a dagger, you could do it all day. It's a fucking dagger.
If that's the case, everybody's gripe about archers can no longer be valid because if you straight up charge an archer now and he parries you twice, he's going to lose his weapon. That's awesome.
Exactly. It's fantastic. Yeah. It makes something that is such a headache in Shiv and that so many mods have tried to fix but failed, in my opinion. Mods like Mercs or Comp, they make it, oh yeah, you get hit with a dagger while you're wielding a maul, yeah, it'll break half your stem. But I think the implementation is usually flawed and it doesn't work the way you expect, which is kind of the biggest thing. Where in a game like Mordhau, in fact, I'm hoping because they're going to have a massive alpha and massive beta stage, I'm hoping that they take player feedback. So, you know, when somebody blocks a warhammer with a dagger, and the dagger stays in their hand, the players will be like, hey, that's cool, but how about they just lose it immediately? Because
that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
That would be straight up really nice because then at that point I can feel justified in my melee doing a ridiculous amount of damage to you. And then when you come up, I get roasted in melee combat unless I'm just straight up better than you or lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that to me is because I never felt good about the fact that like straight up archers were mini man-at-arms, just they couldn't dupe.
Yeah.
That was kind of annoying to me always because I was like, I don't really need this powerful of melee when I'm using a bow.
Exactly. Absolutely. And as a bow user, again, this is speculation, but if they go with the slasher system, then I believe you will be able to have a bow, arrows, and one other weapon.
Which will be nice.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be great. However, instead of another weapon, I think you can just have more arrows, which is kind of cool. So if you want to be a pure archer on a comp team who is defending from the battlements, which we have seen, there are going to be some battlements, some really nice battlements.
Oh, yeah. No, that was something that...
we should talk about that
next. They're not as ridiculous as Age of Chivalry.
Oh, God.
But I definitely like to... Yeah, because those are on a different level. Those are on the demonic level.
Have you seen my cast of the comp game?
Yeah, with the one that I wasn't able to be a part of because I was busy, which was too bad. But
yeah. That was... If you haven't seen that, guys... Go check that out. Just look up Age of Chivalry. We need to play that game again sometime. It's so ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no, there'll be another scrim at some point.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah,
I'm more about scrimming AOC scrims than I am Chivalry at this point.
That was honestly the most fun I've had casting anything in such a long time, because I kind of knew what was going on. I couldn't call out classes, but obviously it was the Shiv predecessor, so I could be like, all right, he's coming at him with a Zweihander. He's coming at him with a Warhammer or a Dub Axe, whatever. But then they pull out... Dude, that guy on the catapult had the most kills. You will never see that in Shiv. The kata is so nerfed in medieval warfare. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, well, there is tricks to using it, obviously. But yeah, it's not nearly as good.
No, yeah. Anything within, like, a 10-foot radius in Age of Chivalry is destroyed.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry,
the main thing about AOC, I was just going to add, the reason that their artillery is so good is you can move them.
What? How did I not notice that?
You can move them to go where you want them to go.
Wow.
So you have a mobile catapults and things.
Oh.
Not sure on all maps, but I've definitely seen it on maps before, and that makes things like that actually useful.
You reminded me, actually. You know what we ought to do at some point, Frosty, and me? We need to get up. This is a hint to anyone who's watched this far into the video. of a potential future video. We need to get a YouTube sync video up and take apart the Mordhau trailer, the gameplay trailer. Yeah. It's 2 minutes long. We could probably make like a 20-30 minute video on it. This is just an aside. But yeah, let me know if that's what you guys wanna see potentially. But something I wanted to mention also, I find it funny how the catapults moved in Age of Shiv. They didn't move in Shiv Medieval Warfare, but in Mordhau they're having mobile siege equipment. That's
well, yeah. I'm assuming that a lot of the devs have come from AOC and Shiv, and they were like, "Why did you take movement out?"
Oh yeah, I bet.
You know, because there can be team strats around movement of catapults and stuff.
Yes.
You know, it's going to be about a month or so until people find the best spot for that catapult, and then you're going to see team members pushing it there and making sure that they're guarding it so that you can hit into the enemy spawn or whatever. Like, you know, like things like that are awesome.
Yeah,
when you have like a group activity.
Yeah, that is, I think, the biggest thing that I am excited about with Mordhau is that there's just so much interactivity from what I've seen. Like we said, we have some criticisms to the throwing, but again, it's another layer. It's another layer we can touch on, we can deal with. The player, the character customization. It can get fucky. It has the potential to, but it is another layer. As long as the game isn't bogged down by its dynamicness, by its organic nature, I think it's going to be a great success. As long as it doesn't bog itself down.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't bog itself down. And honestly, one last point, one thing that, please to God, don't be this. Horses, right? Horses. I freaked out when I saw the horses. I'm like, yeah, horses. But then I started to think, and I was like, oh no, what if horses are like 25 kill streak? Horse. Or like, what, you know what I mean? Or like, what if horses are like, one player gets the horse? Oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, if the horse is straight up an achievement of something that you've done and they give it to you, no. If there's horses in the spawns in the stables, like in a Battlefield game where some guys can be on horses, totally cool with that.
Love it. I'd love that. That is not something I had even considered. I just saw the horse and jizzed. That's all I did. But now that you mention it, that is something that we need to keep in mind. Like, these guys have shown a lot of really great gameplay mechanics, but not every gameplay mechanic is in a gameplay trailer. So we gotta start thinking about what stuff they haven't shown.
Yeah, you gotta question that stuff. And for me, that's my biggest fear, is that it's a 10 kill streak. You know, you get the fucking radar, you get the helicopter and the horse. Like, please, no.
Yeah, like you get. Oh man, I think. How would you feel? Because I'm ambivalent on this currently. How would you feel about a system where it's not necessarily a kill streak, but it's a system sort of like, again, we don't know what the main mode of Mordhau is going to be. They've said it's not going to be TO, but it might be similar. It might be like some kind of siege mode. How would you feel about something where, let's say, similar to Shiv in that your team needs to get like 50 kills to raise siege ladders or something like that?
Yeah, see, for me, that is cool if it's a team goal. But I'm talking about individual goals where you get rewarded and you're given a horse, you know, and now you're all of a sudden Darth Vader on the battlefield. Like, fuck that shit, man. It's like, it's always lame, and like, it's never as good as it seems like it should be. Like, I'm really thinking if they're going to implement horses, straight up have like 5 horses at the spawn, and that's it.
Right.
And, you know, and they have a cooldown of like 5 minutes if they get killed.
I'm gonna make a note to ask the Mordhau team about this, because I have a couple of them on my friends list. So, oh crap, I better get in here.
Oh wow, look at you.
Ask
high roller.
Kill streaks. Oh baby.
Maybe after this they'll love me too.
I hope so. So that is definitely a something to think about. Another thing to think about. This video is full of things that you guys should be thinking about. This isn't to say be skeptical as shit. Don't give money to the Kickstarter. Give money to the Kickstarter, guys. If it looks like something cool, give money to the Kickstarter, as long as you know the risks.
Oh yeah,
that
was something I was gonna say. Just because they've reached their goal, doesn't mean that you shouldn't give.
Yeah, give.
Like, if this is the product that you believe in, definitely buy it. Plus, like, buy it so that I can see you in the alpha.
Yeah, man. Buy it so you can be on video, bro, because we're going to be playing the alpha as soon as that NDA is lifted. You can bet your asses. I can give you guys... I can't give you guys a date, But I can tell you, as I've said before, as soon as Mordhau's NDA is lifted, that is it. This channel is then a Mordhau channel. Okay?
Yep.
As long as
Goodbye,
it's everything
Shiv.
I've hoped for, that's it. End of story.
That's the thing. I mean, even if it's not, it's going to be one of those things like, you know, like even when Mirage comes out, temporarily, this will be a Mirage channel.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I like what
or
I've seen
maybe
of
it'll
Mirage
be
so far.
exclusively Mirage because Mirage is amazing. You know, who knows?
Yeah, it is. Exactly. Yeah. I that is only to say that given the current state of what Mordhau looks like, what it's trying to be, it is effectively catering to the demographic that is the sort of core player base of Shiv.
Yep.
Sort of the echelon of Shiv players who are like, man, I like this game. I love what it's trying to do. But at the same time, there's so many things that could have been done better. And
Yep.
it is literally selling Mordhau to me. So that is to say, as you guys have probably seen through the various videos I've been putting out of Mordhau, I am so excited for this game. Like, more excited than I have ever been for Shiv, except maybe the first time I looked at Shiv, and I was like, this is the game I've always wanted
Don't
in my
lie.
life.
Don't lie. When you first saw Shiv, Shiv was like,
Oh, I
this
jizzed
is
in my
the game
pants.
I've been searching for.
I jizzed
This
in
is
my
the game.
pants.
And the thing is, Shiv still is that to me. Like, Shiv will always be this game that I absolutely adore. And, you know, is one of those things that, like, it got me into, you know, melee gaming. It got me into, you know, this sort of a scene, which is awesome. Like, I met you through this game. Like, there were so many good things about the game, right?
Technically, you met me through Deadliest Warrior, but yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Deadliest Warrior better, game confirmed.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, fucking...
But, God.
Never.
Die.
Throw it in the trash.
Pick out the trash. Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, you have a very good perspective on this, certainly. Both of us do, because you came in a bit later than I did, but I kind of took a hiatus. I took a couple hiatuses, and we've both seen the competitive side of this game, and we both love this game at a deep, integral sort of, like, this game holds a similar position in my heart to games like Oblivion, which defined my childhood effectively.
Yeah, exactly. This is like defining a part of like our gaming, or just the way that we dive into games. Because like I didn't really have too much of an interest in playing classes like the Vanguard and things like that. I wanted to play Man-at-Arms and Archer.
Yeah.
And because it was so much fun, and because there were so many mechanics that I had to dive into and different ways to play stuff or whatever, and you know, all the different weapons and how to drag stuff, I've played every single class and now I'm pretty proficient in each of them.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the game had that much greatness that I was able to, you know, stick around in it, which, you know, now at this point we're sort of just like going off on a tangent when it's supposed to be about Mordhau, but like just don't forget about like your roots. Don't forget your roots, man. Like we all love to hate Chivalry, but at the same time, like, you know, if Chivalry didn't exist, man,
I was
like all the greatness, this channel, nothing would exist. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would have still been making Modern Warfare 2 videos probably. Tragically.
God.
Don't look for archives of those videos. They don't exist. I made sure all of them were destroyed, guys. You'll never find them.
You can never fully delete something from the internet.
Yeah,
somebody will prove me right.
God, I hope I don't. Nobody finds. You know, I made a review on all the assault rifles in Modern Warfare 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was gross.
That's what it's about.
Oh, gross. I got a decent. Anyway, God, this is going off the rails. I was going to say, after you made that point at the beginning of the video, I was tempted to say, "Hey guys, we're talking about two games today: the game we love to hate and the game we love to love, Shiv and Mordhau."
Oh yeah,
and yeah, it's a good characterization.
I guess one last thing for a good thing about Torn Banner, you know, we're like literally not allowed to talk about the game pretty much at all, besides mentioning its name. Mirage, good things.
Good things. Yeah.
Good things.
Go watch the stuff that's out on Mirage right now, guys. There's some really tight gameplay trailers, really tight dev blogs. Go check out their site. It's such this, like, we're circle jerking over Mordhau right now, but there are other games. Mirage is one of them. For Honor is one of them that came out, but I would highly recommend you guys just, give that game a look with a 10-foot pole. Yeah,
like if you want that casual feeling of Shiv, where you can jump into a TO, you know, wreck some people. There's going to be some people that are better than you, some people that are worse than you, and like good classes, good combat, stuff like that. Mirage will be a good game for you. If you enjoy Shiv but you want something else, definitely pick up Mirage and be looking out for it because it's good. I mean, it's going to be good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at the trailers, guys. And I will say one thing. Watch those trailers, and I know exactly what's going to come to mind. Oh, so it's Shiv with magic. And I will tell you right now, no, it is not.
Not even remotely.
Stay posted. No, stay posted.
It's completely different.
Exactly.
Stay posted. But we've said too much. They're going to come to our house and get us.
No,
Ryther right now is loading his guns.
Ryther's like going to take us out back and just fucking
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, just because we're circle jerking all over Mordhau doesn't mean you guys have to blind yourselves. Bannerlord's coming out at some point in the next year, I believe.
Oh yeah, Bannerlord, dude.
Oh, tits.
Co-op campaign, please.
Oh god, I don't. So the devs have said they're not going to do that, but by the gods, yeah, I
Mods,
know, right?
please.
Like that was one of the most. Well, I'm biased because I only looked at forums for help on how to run a co-op campaign in that game.
Yeah, which is cancerous in regular Warband. Don't do it.
Exactly. I never. Oh God, there's one mod that once you have a better internet connection, Frosty, we need to do it. We're going so off topic, but we need to do it. We'll try it. We'll talk about it after. Anyway, Jesus H. Christ.
I think this is time to feed ourselves to the sharks.
I really. This is
I haven't
ridiculous.
died yet, dude. I don't know what I've been doing for
You and Raiden have not died. Raiden is an archer. I mean, holy.
We're all archers. But I think he was playing Vanguard. But yeah, this game is like just autopilot. I'm just autopiloting.
Yeah, this is me too, man. And I'm surprised I died when I did, but it's just because I got swarmed. But yeah, oh god, holy shit, I think we've been recording for almost an hour. So I think we should probably wrap it up just with some closing thoughts. And
closing thoughts, dude. For me, I'm skeptical about a lot of stuff. You have to prove to me that you're not gonna fuck with us. Like, there are things I trust you on, there are certain things I don't trust you on, but certainly I believe that you're gonna do a good job. And I'm excited to play, and I'm happy that I supported you. Like I'm very, very confident in the decision that I made to give you guys money.
Yeah.
So that's my thought.
I think that they have made the best decision humanly possible by going to Kickstarter. This is one of my closing thoughts, basically, because not being beholden to a publisher is how we got a game like Shiv. And that's the only way we're going to make this genre a genre, right? The melee slasher genre, as viable as the FPS genre or things of that nature.
Oh yeah.
And I believe that I legitimately think that the Mordhau team can walk away at the end of this Kickstarter with $500,000. And if they do that, this game is going to be, at the very least, if everything goes wrong, it's going to be a better Shiv, in my mind.
Oh yeah.
If everything goes wrong, it's going to be a better Shiv. If everything goes right, we will have a game for the ages.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, just because they're going to raise $1 million doesn't mean, like, and this is straight up to you developers.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that we're not going to do stuff to help. Like, we still want to make hype videos. We still want to do stuff. Just, like, message me and to Ripper. Let us know. How can we help, even though you've gotten money? Like, what do you need us to do? Do we need to fly out to some weird, like, Scandinavian country with castles and blah, 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 and just...
I honestly would love to do that.
Film videos of us like licking the castle walls just to be like, buy Mordhau.
I thought you were gonna say licking the developers.
Licking the developers' castles wall. Yes.
I'd be down for that any day of the week.
Exactly.
I mean, as I said in the videos, you guys, I think at least 2 members of the team are quite fuckable. So take that as you will. I don't swing that way. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But
I mean, so is your couch if you use the right amount of lube.
I don't know what couch you got, man, but that's...
Yeah, I don't own one. That's the... Because I got a problem, man.
Just use your door handle or something.
Yeah, there you go. Sick.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's be gone now. This has been a long video. Thank you for watching this if you've watched all the way through and supporting the hype that is Mordhau.
Absolutely. Keep supporting it, guys. As Frosty was saying earlier, we're going to do everything we can. We're not going to stop supporting it, but at the same time, we're going to keep bringing you guys what we think is important about the game. We're going to make sure it is what you guys want, guys and gals. So stay tuned. Keep updated. Check out our Kickstarter. Check out the links in the description. And we shall see you kind people next time. As always, have a grand day.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Throw yourself to the wolves, Ross. You know you will.
Yes.
You know you will.
Come here.
Let him have
My
you.
lord.
Let him have you.
Phaedron, my lord, for Agatha.